สวัสดีครับพบกับรายการฝรั่งขี้นกสอนภาษาไทยตอนที่6นะครับตอนนี้จะเน้นเรื่องสำเนียงหน่อยนะครับสำเนียงคือ accent or dialect depending on the context. Okay, so I don't want to teach too many words here. Sorry, nose itches, might sneeze. อาจจะจามไม่จาม By the way, when you sneeze in Thai, you don't say anything. You just nobody says bless you, nobody says gesundheit, nobody says anything. Just lets it happen. Don't say anything. Okay, so I want to talk about pronunciation, and I'm going to do really basic stuff, just so that nobody gets left behind. Maybe if the people are just learning, this will be a really good video for you to start with. So, like, สวัสดี สวัสดี now, before I even start this, I should probably say that I think that my accent is clear enough to like communicate, and I don't usually have a problem with what I'm saying, people understanding, because I can say the tones and the lengths of the vowels and stuff well enough. But I don't know that that I actually sound like a Thai. I think I can just pronounce the sounds correctly. I think there's a difference. In any case, what I really want to do is just teach you how, at least from my perspective, to pronounce the way I do. Okay, and so I'm not gonna say talk like a Thai. I'm gonna say this is how to talk like I do. All right, and you might sound different trying to talk like I do. But this is basically as close as I can get to a Thai accent. So that's what I'm teaching. I'm not teaching a Thai accent, right? But I am teaching what I perceived as a Thai accent to be. All right, so สวัสดี I think one of the first things that happens here is that you hear a foreigner saying it's like so what, Sawadee, Sawadee. It's like, or there are clearly 3 syllables, and the second syllable clearly ends with a T sound, even though you don't say it. So really, you should just really get good at saying the sound what, what. Right? I mean, like say I don't know. I argue with people about this. For me, when I speak English, I say, "Oh man, he's laying flat on his back." Right? I don't actually say he's flat on his back. Right? So I think it's the same in Thai. You're just saying you're doing the same, like who's up to bat. Right? I don't say that who's up to bat. I don't say that. Maybe you do all the time, and so this will be difficult for you. But me, normally speaking, I don't do this. So when people told me in Thai that they never pronounce these sounds, they're always just sort of they're said but not. Like your mouth shapes it, but you don't say it, right? That's basically what you're doing here. Okay, so when you're saying so what, your mouth you actually have to say what, but don't say t. Just go what, and it's actually what, right? It's what. Slow tone, what. Alright? Sawat. Sawat-dee. So notice you have to go what. Dee. What. Dee. It's not sawadee. Sawadee. Right? Even people who speak pretty well. Hey, sawadee. And it's like, no, there's a what there, nah? Sawadee. Sawadee. Sawadee krab. Sawadee ka. Right? It's not sawadee ka. It is krab, right? It is krab, but it's ka. Sawadee krab, sawadee ka. Okay? Falling, but short, so it sounds almost like it's low. Ka. Okay? It's kind of a weird sound. You don't find that a whole lot. But you do, and there's things like sabai mai, sabai kun la, ka. The same one. Okay? But, okay, so that's one thing, is that I notice a lot of people sort of leave this when there's two, like this what d, it becomes wadi, and there actually needs to be that stop there. Okay. Okay, a couple sounds to work on, I think. Well, actually, now I'm going to take words that are maybe a little more difficult to say that are a little bit longer, and just sort of talk about how to work on saying them, right? So words like wattanatam, Thai. I mean, you should practice saying, there's a lot of T sounds in there. Wattanatam Thai. I mean, only 3 actually, right after you put the Thai in. Wattanatam. But it just is, it's that kind of a rolling sound. Now, Now, it helps once you start to know more words, and like you can break it down. You can know that tam is like the dharma. Tam is like the dharma, and watana is I don't know. I mean, vivatanagan is evolution. So watana. I mean, if you look at patana, watana, it's sort of a similar idea, and a lot of times p's and w sounds in Thai can be the same. Wela, pela, piset, we say it. So. I think Watana and Patana are probably kind of related. So you look at Wattanatam, and if you can visualize that as two words, it makes it easier to say and think of and work with, I think. Or once you get used to it, as Wattanatam is one word, it's no problem. But the thing about Thai is, alright, so it's always frustrating to try and teach people who come from languages without stress how to learn stress, right? But you wouldn't think that it'd be difficult to do it the other way around, but it's actually really difficult. Every syllable is the same. Wattanatam. Wattanatam. I'm actually not sure whether it's what. I think it's wattanatam. Yeah. But in any case, it's help, Thai people, help. Is it wattanatam or is it wattanatam? I'm not sure. In any case, if you say wattanatam nice and fast, nobody's gonna know the difference. But I would like to know. I'd be interested to know. So please, if you could tell me วัฒนธรรมหรือว่าวัฒนธรรมไม่แน่ใจครับตอบด้วยนะครับขอบคุณครับ Okay. So these are just like tips to sort of look at. Is that when you're saying this word, it's every single one. Wattanatam. You can say them by themselves. You can say just watta. You can say watana. You can say wattanatam. You can say nanatam or tanatam. Right? It's always the same, no matter how you say it, no matter where you say it. That's totally different from probably the language you're coming from. So you want to keep that in mind. Always check yourself. And that's what I want to talk about lastly here in this short but long video about accent and sawadee and how I think you can carry this over into a lot of other things. But wattanatam, same thing, is that it's not what I mean. I've heard everything. I've heard wattanatam, wattanatam, wattanatam. It's none of those. It's wattanatam. They're all equally stressed. Okay. You can't stress one more than the other. You pronounce them according to their tones. The tones are there to tell you how things are stressed. Nothing else needs to be stressed, right? Learn how to speak like a robot first. That's another thing. Learn how to speak like a robot first. Wattanatam Thai เป็นสิ่งที่ right? Do this. Learn how to talk like this. It won't kill you. And then once you start to, when you're in a real conversation, that stuff will sound a lot better. Because regardless, the sounds that I try and make when I'm like really trying to focus on my accent ตอนนี้ถ้าตั้งใจพูดภาษาไทยให้ชัดมากที่สุดเท่าที่ผมพูดได้ก็คงจะออกมาประมาณนี้นะครับประมาณนี้นะครับขอโทษนะครับแต่ถ้าพูดแบบปกติมันก็จะไม่ได้ชัดขนาดนั้น right? I mean, I don't know. If you practice slow all the time, then you will have a tendency to speak the same way even when you speak fast. If you practice fast, you will probably suck from the beginning. Nobody who's good when they get faster was good at fast when they started. They sucked at fast and they did it slow. I'll give you another example. Sombuuranaayaasittiraat is an absolute monarchy. So it's like the word sombuuranaya, sittiraat. So it's like absolute right, absolute king right, right? So Rashatipatai, for example, is a monarchy because it's the king who has the Atipatai, which is the power, like the ocracy, right? Okay. So, or sorry, like the cracy, right? The power in Latin or Greek, wherever that comes from. Yeah. So when I first hit this word, I wasn't like, oh, there's this word, absolute monarchy, sombuuranaayaasittiraat, and I just said it like that every time. No, obviously I had to go, sombuuranaayaasittiraat, sombuuranaayaasittiraat. And trust me, it didn't come out that clear the first few times. It was like sombuuranaayaasittiraat. I mean, you got to struggle with this stuff. You got to do it slow. But you try and run over it. I mean, there's so many strange sounds in Thai coming together and repeating each other and things like this. You got to go slow. All right. But always at the same time, don't forget that you got to speed up eventually. Okay. I don't read that fast in Thai, but I know that I could read a lot faster than I do now, and I need to read a lot faster than I do because it takes a long time. And I can read probably 10 times as fast as I could 2 years ago, and probably 50 times faster than I could 5 years ago. But I still read really slow. So remember, slow practice is important, but always be trying to speed it up at the same time, okay? Maybe not at the same time, but every day, maybe try and be a little faster. It's about being too hard, but at the same time remembering to go back and make it too easy sometimes, right? If that makes any sense, right? So say, practice saying, sabai di mai, sabai di krap, kun la, sabai di mai. Practice these things like this. Make them that easy, and so that you don't want to do them again, because you're sure you can do them right enough. Okay, you're gonna need a Thai person to help you, or you can always you can upload your videos on here, but I don't see anybody doing that yet. But I hope you do. Please do it. Maybe somebody will do it, and more people will come and do it. So look forward to seeing somebody's videos. Maybe you could try and say the word sombuuranaayaasittiraat. I'll put it down at the bottom. Or you could I don't know. Maybe there are other words. I mean, like Grungtep Mahanakon. I don't know it for one thing, and two, it's a whole bunch of words together. It's not just one word, and it's really, really hard. They're not even words that you will run into other places. At least with sombuun and sitti and raat, those are all words that you see often enough. So I feel like that's an okay one. And I just can't think of any other words. That was the first one that came to my head, so you're going to have to deal with it. Sorry. Or maybe you can do a tongue twister, right? There's always, of course, krai kai, krai kai. And what other ones we have? Nguu kin nu jon nguu ngong nguai. That's a good one. Cham kiao kwam chao, cham khao kwam kam. And what else is there? Oh, I don't know, but I'm sure that any ones I forget, all of my friends will come on here and tell me which ones I forget, won't you? So just go ahead and write some at the bottom. Anybody wants to upload a video and try some of these, that'd be awesome. I would really appreciate it. Maybe we can get this thing going a little bit. So ขอบคุณมากนะครับรอติดตามรอคอยต่อไปนะครับ Stay tuned